Hello and welcome to Glorious Miniatures. My name's Jolyon and we have another Sunday preview for you. It is the 9th of June 2024 and let's just get into it. The heroes of beta-garmon join Horus Heresy and Legions Imperialis. Back in March, the traitor legions pushed towards Terra, sparking the cataclysmic battle for beta-garmon in a new supplement for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. Contained within were rules for some of the legendary characters who fought in that conflict, and these awesome miniatures are finally on the way, along with some crucial reinforcements for Legions Imperialis. Funnily enough, I've not gotten the Battle for beta-garmon book yet. That is actually basically the next thing I need to purchase. Basically this week, I think, in fact. So let's just get into it. We have Shadrak Meduson, Master of the Shattered Legions. When the drop site massacre slaughtered most of his legion and felled his Primarch, Shadrak Meduson gathered what remained of his comrades and with survivors from the Raven Guard and Salamanders escaped to fight another day. Since then, he has plagued the Warmaster's forces with his Shattered Legions and fights with the strength of a Terran-born original. So that is this rather sweet-looking miniature, the Iron Hand chappie. Maybe I'm getting confused with another miniature, but he's quite a tall lad. I could be mistaken. Anyway, but that is a miniature. He's got his sort of blackened, sort of metallic black armor. It's all very snazzy. I don't know if he has got special grenades. I'm sure there are rules in that book, though. Followed up by a name I can't pronounce again. Ibukhan, Seeker of Atonement. Of all the loyal Primarchs to stay by the Emperor's side, Jagatai Khan was the one most conflicted about his position. While he considered whether to declare for the Emperor or the Warmaster, a number of his officers plotted to forcibly side the Legion with Horus, among them Hibu Khan, who commanded the Brotherhood of the Dawn Sky. Ah, so he's a naughty lad, is he? Eventually, the conspirator was humbled and given the chance to atone through combat, which he did with redoubled fervor. His giant two-handed power sword, Breath of the Storm, reaped a huge tally of traitor lives at beta-garmon, even dealing Horus Aximand a grievous wound that sliced his face clean off. Whoa, that is pretty awesome. So he was almost a naughty boy, but there was a story change, a redemption arc for him. That's always a good thing. That's a pretty sweet mini though, and that is a massive chunky sword. Obviously, he's got a cloak and a cape. Always a good situation. We've got Tybalt Marr, captain of the 18th Company. As the Shattered Legions began their merciless guerrilla raids on Horus's forces, the Warmaster tasked his favoured agent, Tybalt Marr, with hunting down their leader, Shadrak Meduson. Tybalt is a master of brutal shock tactics and personally slew many members of the Shattered Legions with his strange but deadly weapon, the Culling Blade. Unfortunately, we don't get the angle of this. Isn't particularly great. It's just we just see it's a sort of sword of sorts. The Eye of Horus is there, but yeah, I will be getting a few Sons of Horus at some point just to paint up, because honestly, this green color originally never really spoke to me, but the more I've been sort of looking at these Horus Heresy miniatures, the more this green has sort of tempted me, basically. Tempted me to the evil side. So, following that, we got Little Horus Aximand, captain of the 5th Company, right there. And there's a little, I guess that's where his face was chopped clean off. Absolutely charming. But known as Little Horus by his peers amongst the Mournival, Horus Aximand was one of the Warmaster's most devoted captains, and though his fall into treachery wasn't without disquiet, he loyally carried out his Genesire's will throughout the Horus Heresy. He's especially known for his ability to survive terrible wounds and can outduel all but the most skilled of opponents with his powered broadsword, Mourn It All. What an amazing name. Incredible. Okay, don't know if I like this. I think this one, this chappie. If I was going to get one of those, I think it would be the other one. I don't know, it appeals to me. Anyway, regardless of me, let's move on to the next bit. We got the Legions Astartes Command Squads. excellent. They are finally coming out. Did I miss the article about this? I think I might have. Either way, they're coming out. Got some lovely miniatures here, both sort of 6th Legion and, 6th Legion, Mark 6 armor and Mark 3 armor by the looks of it, I think. Praetors and Centurions from the Legions Astartes often surround themselves with a command squad of trusted, chosen veterans who carry the Legion's colours and defend their leader as the enemy closes in. 2 new command squad boxes add squads of 5 chosen in either Mark 6 or Mark 3 power armor. Each is armed with power swords and combat shields, while one hoists a large and detailed Legion banner with your choice of loyalist or traitor iconography. You already have the Mark 6 and Mark 3 tactical marine bodies handy and just need the upgrades to turn them into a command squad of your own. The Legion Command upgrade set has all the new pieces contained in the other boxes, including crested helmets, artificer pauldrons, and a variety of other accessories. Okay then, so that is pretty snazzy. Well, I'm going to end up getting both, unfortunately, just because that's what I tend to do. But I do like this separate box set here as well. That is always a good situation where you've got multiple options in case you can't make your mind up. And then we can move on down here to the Legions Imperialis. We have the Legion Astartes battle group. Unleash the might of a classic Space Marine combined arms force with the Legions Astartes battle group for Legions Imperialis, bringing a diverse range of units together into a flexible and powerful army that's ideal for beginners or for expanding an existing collection. This box set contains a huge assortment of miniatures, 4 Kratos heavy tanks, 10 Rhino transports, 4 Leviathan dreadnoughts, 4 Deredeo dreadnoughts, 4 Rapier batteries, 4 Tarantulas, 2 command squads, 8 tactical legionary bases, 2 Terminator bases, 2 Assault Marine bases, 4 support legionary bases, 4 Contemptor dreadnoughts, 4 Outrider bases, 6 Scimitar jet bike bases, 4 Javelins, and 4 Land Raider speeders. Whew. Okay, that was that was quite tiring. Now, obviously I haven't really gotten into Imperialis by any stretch of any imagination. However, saying that, these Kratos tanks, I have been tempted to get another Kratos for Horus Heresy, potentially for my Death Guard. I definitely need some couple of Rhinos and maybe a Javelin. That's one miniature I would like to get my hands on. Anyway, so this is for Legion Imperialis though. As I say, great for starting out, if you're just starting out with this, or to expand your army. Yeah, who knows? But prices are, or have just gone up, probably. Well, they're going up on Monday the 10th, i.e. tomorrow. So who knows how much this is going to cost. But we have the Legions Astartes Predator Squadron right here. Add armoured support to your Space Marine army with a squadron of iconic Predator tanks. Pack in either a Predator cannon or twin-link las cannons with a choice of heavy bolter or las cannon sponsons. You get 6 tanks in a box, along with a sheet of 1,118 decals. I almost failed counting entirely and thought this was 5 for some reason. I don't know, one just snuck through. Anyway, that's a lot of decals though. We have the Solar Auxilia battle group right here. Take a deep breath. Space Marine is not your style? Tackle the Age of Darkness via the best human troops in the galaxy with the Solar Auxilia battle group. Massive collection of miniatures that will have you showing those Legion Astartes upstarts who's boss in no time. The battle group contains, in no particular order, 2 Baneblade super heavy tanks that can alternately be built as Hellhammers, 12 Rapier batteries, 4 Cyclops remote bombs, 12 Tarantula sentry guns, 2 Legate commander bases, 8 auxiliary bases, 4 Velatari bases, 4 auxiliary bases with flamers, 4 Karanite Ogron bases, 4 Aethon heavy sentinels, 6 Dracosan transport tanks, and 8 Leman Russ strike tanks, outfitted with battle cannons or Vanquisher cannons. Lots and lots of juicy vehicles there, absolutely delicious, and a whole bunch of fleshy humans on top of that. Followed up by the Solar Auxilia Leman Russ Strike Squadron right here. So if you need even more Leman Russ squadrons to roll over the enemies of mankind, add another 8 strike tanks to your roster with the choice between a versatile battle cannon and the anti-tank Vanquisher cannon. You also get to pick between a heavy bolter or las cannon on the hull. That's very generous of them. No talk about many decals though for this one. Maybe they forgot, who knows. We got some repackaged miniatures here by the looks of it. So there's a whole raft of Adeptus Titanicus and Aeronautica Imperialis models returning to the range for use in Legions Imperialis. You'll find venerable knights, titans, and a variety of fighter jets up for pre-order next week, as well as 2 sets of modular Imperial City terrain. So the Cerastus Knights, the Archeron and Castigator, the Warmaster Iconoclast Heavy Battle Titan, the Acastus Knights Porphyriot, something beginning with P, Thunderbolt Fighter Squadron, Fire Raptor Gunship Squadron, the Xiphon Interceptor Squadron, Storm Eagle Squadron, the Avenger Strike Fighters, Civitas Imperialis, and Civitas Imperialis Spires. Okay, that's all good stuff. I have come very close a few times to buying a Titan in this scale. Yet to actually cave in though. But we have down here, we have the Sanctum Imperialis Palatine map. Commemorate the final stages of the Siege of Terror with a gorgeous map of the Sanctum Imperialis, the innermost ring of the Imperial Palace. The A2 sized map was originally included only with the limited edition release of Echoes of Eternity and is now available for all collectors, printed on cotton and presented in a classy faux leather wrap, secured with a leather cord and a metal pendant. Okay, so now it is slightly less limited edition. You can get this if you missed out on it. It is a rather nice print, and I am slightly tempted, but obviously price at the end of the day. We got Wanderers of the Realms E-Short Subscription Week. Okay. A new week of 5 fascinating stories from the Mortal Realms begins on the 17th of June, featuring up-and-coming Black Library authors telling tales of extraordinary people caught in exceptional circumstances across the realms. Crew of a stricken steam tank fend for themselves against oncoming chaos hordes. Okay. The Order of Azir investigate ritual killings in Gur, Seraphon forces attack our nascent reclaimed town, and more. The crew of a stricken steam tank fend for themselves against oncoming... That reminds me of... what's that film? Brad Pitt. World War II tank. Which was basically this story. In a different situation, obviously. Fury. As with all eShort weeks, each story can be purchased separately, or you can get all 5 for a reduced price by subscribing on day 1. Okay, so if that's your bag, day 1 is definitely the option for you. We've got War for the Mortal Realms, French and German editions. Witness the history of the Mortal Realms from the dawn of Warhammer Age of Sigmar up until the present day with War for the Mortal Realms. Collection of stories taking place in each of the game's great epochs. The Realmgate Wars, the Necroquake, and the Era of the Beast. The French edition of this book contains the novels Soul Wars by Josh Reynolds and Dominion by Darius Hinks, as well as the short stories Sacrosanct by C.L. Werner and The Fist of an Angry God by William King. The German edition includes the above, plus 3 interstitial stories by Black Library titled A Memory of Thunder, Waking Gods, and All Things, that tie together the different eras. Both books will be available in paperback and ebook formats. And we have Echoes of Eternity as well. Angron has achieved immortality through annihilation. Now he leads the armies of the damned in a wrathful tide, destroying all before them as the warp begins its poisonous corruption of terror. With his brothers fallen or waylaid, Sanguinius waits on the final battlements, hoping to rally a desperate band of defenders and refugees for one last stand. Echoes of Eternity by ADB is hitting the shelves in a new paperback format soon. That is delicious. I've been getting these books in paperback format, so I'm very happy there. And what do we have? Warhammer Plus stuff, which we don't really do on this channel. And we can scroll back up to the top now. So that is basically that. Quite a lot of Horus Heresy stuff coming along, and some Legions Imperialis stuff, and book stuff. Anyway, so that's all I've got to say on that front. Obviously, we will be attempting to do another video next week as well, and as much as we can after that. These videos are going to sort of probably dry up once we go into July, and we will be replacing this with a live stream instead. Once I've sorted out once the studio is sorted out and we're basically able to stream from the studio, we are gonna this video is actually gonna get turned into a sort of Sunday late evening, late afternoon, early evening hobby stream, and I will just open up this link directly on the stream and do that rather than have these videos. All of these videos, they are going to get put into sort of a hidden mode and put into a playlist. Playlist will still be accessible, but all these videos will essentially be hidden from the majority of the channel, if that makes any sense. Because we'll be getting back to doing more hobby-related stuff. We're going to be doing a lot more painted stuff. I've got various projects I want to work on. Also, we've got 3D printing stuff as well, so we're finally going to be getting back to painting and miniature content here on this channel. So if you have been following since basically the start, thank you so much for your continued support. I know we've had basically a hiatus of basically over a year of not properly miniature content, but that time is slowly coming to an end and we're getting back to it. So do make sure that you've liked, subscribed, and indeed hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.